So this week we're going to work on cumulative frequency graphs, which are not terribly complicated. So we're just going to work through a couple problems here. First thing, so we're just going to, this first problem, the examination scores of a group of students are shown in the table. And we want to draw a cumulative frequency graph. What we have our score, which is grouped, and then frequency. So what we need is a new column of cumulative frequency. So there's none below 10. For 10 to 20, there's 2. When we go up to 30, there's now 2 plus 5, 7. 7 plus 7, 14 by the time we get to 40, and then so on. 35, 71, 111, 138, 147, and 150. All right, now we're ready to draw the graph. So on one axis, we're going to have score. Let's start at 0. Let's just go by tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 80, 100. And that's our score. And then on the other, our independent axis is the cumulative frequency. And let's go by tens again. So we've got 0, 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160. And this is cumulative frequency. All right, now we just need to plot. Up through 10, there's nobody. By the time we get to 20, there are 2 scores. By the time we get to 30, there are 7. At 40, there are 14. At 50, there are 35, and then 71, and then 111, and then 138, and then 147, which would be about here, and then 150. And then we just connect them. This is a pretty normal shape for a cumulative frequency. It's not very steep at the beginning and end because there are not very many scores out at those regions, and it's steep in the middle where the most scores are. All right, so now we can answer these questions. And yes, all of these questions, mostly we could answer from the table, but we're going to work on the cumulative frequency. So find the median exam mark. Median's the one in the middle, right? Our top is 150. Whoops. Our frequency is 150. Half of that is 75. So then we just go over, and that is about 60. And units. All right. Let's see, how many students scored 65 marks or less? Well, we just go up from 65, and that's somewhere around here. What is that? About 96. So for C, about 96 students scored less, 65 marks or less. How many scored between 50 and 70 marks? Well, we do the same thing. Here's 50. Here's 70. 70, we are at 111. At 50, we're at 35. And so we just do 111 minus 35 is 76 students. For part E, we're just keeping to, whoops, that's an E. Pass mark is 45, so there's our score of 45. Well, we go over. What is that? About 24%, and on down, so 24% failed. All right. For F, we want the top 16%. So 0.16 times the number of students, which is 24. So we want the top 24 students, which means we're looking at student number 126 and above. So we go over here, 100, 120, there's our 126. So somewhere oops. So therefore we get about 75 marks for the passing score. Pretty simple. There you go.